bells. I mean, you're good. But right now, no, I feel like I'm still kind of figuring it out right now. A little bit.
With Stewie, kind of like, oh, sorry, I didn't hear you.
I don't know, just playing off the ball a little bit, trying to find other ways to, I guess, put the ball in the basket. Right now, we're just drawing a lot of attention. It's three people around me every time I touch the ball, so just figuring out ways to help the team in that, and also ways where I can kind of be a little more effective with scoring as well.
A couple of weeks ago, Sabrina talked about the identity of the team being the defense. After the first playoff game, do you feel like you guys are getting back to that New York Liberty identity?
For sure. I think we did a really good job against them with our defense with congestion, guarding AT going downhill. Like there's a certain like middle ball screen play that they run a lot in the game, and if you go back to our regular season game, they kind of were able to beat us with that set, and I think we did a good job of regrouping and then being able to stop it. So I think our defense is really good. I think now we just got to score a little bit more.
Game 1 was the first overtime game of the year.
Okay, hold on 1 second. We're going to go like this. From left to right, and everybody can ask their question. All right?
You started off, so
go ahead.
Okay. Game 1 was the first overtime game of the year. Obviously, there's a big question with Stewie's availability. What did this team learn about facing adversity that you think can help you guys get the win in Game 2 in front of the home court?
I mean, I think it's been the MO of our season this year is just facing adversity. That's just kind of the way it's been. So I think we've done a really good job in the season of staying together, learning from it, and being in that position. So it's not like we're in the playoffs and it's a new position for us. But obviously we don't really know what's going on right now. We just have to kind of use the people that we have in practice right now and then see how tomorrow is for us. But we haven't won enough to put them away and move on to the next round.
How would you?
Hold on, my bad. Go ahead. We're going to go to you.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Just when you, the series isn't over, obviously, but when you look at the new one-on-one playoff format, does it kind of have any advantages, disadvantages in your team?
I mean, the advantage is if you go on the road and get a win, now you can close it out at home. I think that's the advantage. It's a new situation. It's me. I don't know what's going on. I'm hitting everybody today. But I don't know. I think it's a new space for us as a team because we're normally like a higher seed and we have that home court advantage. And so being road warriors and being able to pull out that win in Phoenix meant a lot. So now we'll be able to come back in front of our home crowd, close everything out, and then look ahead, but one game at a time.
The seeding obviously this season is different from last, but how would you compare the confidence level in the team last year versus this year in round 1?
Yeah. I feel like our confidence is pretty much the same. It was just, like I said before, a new environment for us to kind of be a lower seed going into somebody else's house. But, you look back at game 1 and we put a good game together for the most part. There's still a little bit of areas where we could have kind of grown and learned from. I mean, you go back to me at the end. I missed my layup. If I make that, it's a different ball game. If AT makes hers, it's a different ball game. So, we have to do a little bit of a better job to make sure we're not in those situations. And I think we're building on the right foundation right now. It's just about just kind of stacking it now and using these games to get better.
How are you? Stewie's availability is questionable, but for you, if she's not available, how does that affect you individually as you prepare for this game?
I think I'll just be more aggressive. Maybe have to shoot a little bit more. Sometimes I think pass first a little bit too much, and I think sometimes I just got to be a little more aggressive in that space. But we don't know what tomorrow's looking like, but we'll see when it comes.
Hey, JJ, what do you think the key is to eliminating some of the turnovers? The rebounding you all did well at, but the turnovers, I think 21.
I think being more decisive. I think for me, like the turnovers that I had was just like, again, thinking pass first instead of just stepping into my shot and then going from there. Understanding their rotations, understanding that they're packing the paint. I think a lot of times we try to force post-entry passes, and there's 3 people in there, so just kind of seeing the weak side, seeing everybody that's helping in, getting the ball to the open person. So a little bit less like premeditated in what we want to do, and just kind of reading the defense and making the right plays.
This is totally underrated. What went into your decision to go 2 sleeves?
I sweat a lot, so I feel like sometimes I get a little uncomfortable because my shirt be sticking to me a little bit. So I kind of went back to my college days of wearing sleeves, and I like it. It's making me more comfortable. Yeah. Good question.
JJ, because there have been so many injuries this year, when something like Stewie's injury happens, is the reaction from all of you guys different in the moment? Does it feel so constant?
No, in the moment it's just like, oh shit, what the hell is going on? Like, you know? Um, but I think, like I said before, I think we are used to being in a situation where there's a possibility that things could be one way or the other. And so we understand that it's next woman up. We understand that, you know, everybody that's stepping onto the court has experience now. There is no excuses. There is no learning curve. We just kind of, we move on from it. Yeah, it's gonna be tough. It was a physical game. You know, we came back after that game and we said like that game almost felt more physical than the finals last year. So, you know, and that's a team that, you know, was playing at home, essentially had the advantage, and now they're gonna come in here and they're gonna be even more desperate. So the level of physicality is probably gonna be, you know, cranked up even more. So we understand that, and we've been in the position to be able to close teams out or where our backs were against the wall. So we understand it from both. We understand it from both standpoints. And so now we just have to go out there and play really good basketball and bring the level of physicality from the beginning.
Jonquel, thanks. I got time. Love the coffee Instagram videos. But I want to. This team is 15-3 when it wins the rebounding battle this season, and it's fresh off a season high plus 14 advantage on the glass on Sunday. So, what will be the key to keeping that rebounding advantage alive, especially with names like Alyssa Thomas and Natasha Mack and Sachi Sabo on the floor?
I think hitting them early, being physical with our box outs, defensive coverages, like, you know, trying to stop their offense, like, kind of early on, not getting into, like, our deep rotations, because the more we rotate, the more we have people on matchups that we don't necessarily want when it comes to rebounding. So I think all of those things would be key, but I think the level of physicality is going to be the biggest thing. Like, when I go back and I watch game one, like, there's a few times where I felt like I had a rebound and it was just, like three people around me and, like, I'm just getting hit different ways, and I feel like I just got to be a little bit more mentally prepared for that and understand, like, those are rebounds that we need and rebounds that I got to kind of come away with.
JJ, I don't know if anyone told you, but you passed the league in catches for second all time and postseason offensive rebounding last game. So
Really?
Congratulations
Okay.
on that.
Thank you, man.
But really wanted to key in on the adversity that not the team is going through, but what you're going through. Yesterday, I saw you going through some adversity. With your coffee pot. Let's talk about your love for coffee and just talk about. Did you figure it all out yesterday? What happened with that?
Lord, struggling right now. No, so I did not figure it out. I woke up this morning. I did. So I used my new espresso machine. I got a nice little shot, nothing crazy. And then I tried to use the new steam one. It was my first time using it, and milk just flew everywhere. It was all over the place. But I'll post it up on Instagram a little bit later today. But it's good to have a new hobby, especially during like this time of the year where like it's already super stressful. You know, like it's the playoffs. You just know like everything else is just more enhanced. So to have something like that to kind of take my mind off of it, it's a little bit meditative. It's kind of fun, and it's really good to kind of have that, you know. Yeah.
When it comes to
Finally to you.
Yeah, how are you? I got two questions if you don't mind. But,
No, you good.
But first off, on Emma Meeseman, I mean, we know that she's a fierce competitor, and when you go back and watch the film, some of the shots she missed were just ones that you know that she would normally make and stuff like that. But she did show some signs of frustration too. I guess, what do you kind of say to her, especially knowing, given the uncertainty regarding Stewie, like she might take on a bigger role next game. So like, how do you kind of help her level out, and what are your confidence levels in her?
I mean, I think the thing about Emma is she, like I said before, like she's such a professional, and she does a really good job of like controlling her emotions, and like she knows who she is and she knows what she brings to the table. So like my confidence never wavers in her, and I don't think her confidence ever wavers at all. So she understands what we need from us. She understands how important she is to our team, and I think, you know, she knows that going into the next game.
And then how much is, like, you know, heading into this game important to just like kind of buy Stewie time? Because if you guys do win on game 2, then you don't play until September, whatever it is. Like, you have several days. But is that kind of the mentality going into this?
Most definitely. You know, definitely buying Stewie more time, giving us the ability to be able to, you know, iron out some more kinks and be able to practice a little bit more, be at home. Because more than likely we're going to be playing a higher seed. So, you know, like when it's time to go, we're going to have to go and play on the road again. So the more time we can have to kind of be here fix, some of the things that we need to fix, it'll help us out a lot.
I
Appreciate y'all.